Welcome to This Week in Nerf, your source for first-party, third-party, and community Nerf news. I'm Adriana, and I had a very good day today. I hosted a Nerf game in Reno, and a bunch of people from the Bay Area drove 4 hours over the snowy pass to come and see me, and it's so heartwarming. So first, thank you to everyone who did that for me. I love you. Now, the news. And the big talking point this week for the entire Nerf internet has been Nerf Ultra. Yes, I talked about it last week, but I'm talking about it again because the first time I was going off of two leaked photos. And now there are a dozen different articles and YouTube reviews. They're all pretty corporate for the most part, but there is some new information there. Some things that I forgot to mention last time was the $50 price point and that it releases on October 1st. So let's get into some things that we learned. The main thing is basically the performance claims. Hasbro always overshoots, but it seems like they really did this time. 120 feet, pinpoint accuracy with their Aero fin technology. From just about every firing demo we saw, did not look like it was going 120 feet, did not look like pinpoint accuracy, and the darts have fins, so that's true. Now the actual blaster, I feel, is not important. It's not important for the story at all. I feel the main point of Nerf Ultra, and the reason why I still want to talk about it, is the darts. Being a new type is very important, and it changes some things. And I appreciate that the darts were a focus in a lot of the media. So the Wall Street Journal was surprisingly journalistic for what I'm sure was expected to be a fluff piece just advertising the product. They talked a lot about Hasbro's motivations for producing the things that they do in terms of the Ultra line, which was a reaction to knockoff darts, and as well as the Alpha Strike line, which was a reaction to knockoff blasters. They really get into how Hasbro is reacting to this fear of losing their grasp on the marketplace, and I think that was a legitimately very interesting article to read, so I highly suggest that you go to the Wall Street Journal article and read that. The next article I loved was The Verge. It was written by a member of our community. So a lot of what he talks about is the effect that new darts have on the community that plays Nerf as a group. How are we going to get darts? Are we keeping track of these since they're so expensive? It's new things for organizers to overcome, and that is an interesting thing to think about. And the last piece of media that I feel is really, really important is actually Coop's review. He doesn't talk too much about the blaster. He actually believes his may be defective, and I appreciate that rather than ripping it apart, he gives it the benefit of the doubt and is waiting for another one to review the blaster side of things. But he did go over very, very extensively the darts themselves, and even a little bit of the durability, more so than some of the other videos that we saw. He actually snaps one in half. He squeezes them to see how they bounce back. And that's good to know for anyone considering getting into this new ammo type. Overall, I'm still confused about how these darts are meant to fit into how we play. Other types of darts had a place, if that makes sense. Like, Mega exists because the blasters are huge, and isn't it fun to be big? Like, and that's a place to have. Vortex has a place. It's a goofy gimmick. I know it's a gimmick, but it's a fun gimmick. The Ultra they needed a different dart, and I can't figure out who it's supposed to be for, what it's supposed to be for, why they bothered, I suppose. So we'll see on October 1st when regular consumers get their hands on these how they feel about it, and I'm very interested to see what the future holds for Ultra. In other first-party blaster news, the Dart Zone Pro has arrived way earlier than expected. Originally, the ship date was quoted as, I believe, early October, and starting last week, people have already been receiving their Dart Zone Pro boxes, and they've just come in a huge wave as such a surprise to everyone. A happy surprise, I think. Judging from all of the reviews from the people who have actually received one, it's interesting to note that everyone appears to be on the same page about it. They have the exact same pros and the exact same cons. So the things that people loved about it, that rubberized grip, nearly every review was like, I love this grip, it's great. And they also seem to be performing right around where Drax was on his very first unboxing review. I know some people were skeptical that maybe he got a special unit that's different than everyone else's. But no, it turns out they all fire above what they claim, which is really, really surprising from a marketing standpoint. And also the darts. People seem to enjoy the darts and think that they work really well. So that is exciting, and I cannot wait for those to come into retail production. And as for the cons, everyone seemed to have the same cons as well, mostly revolving around the takedown pins. They're a little long, the rings are jangly. Personally, I don't understand the need for takedown in the first place, but that's me. The only other con really was the stock. People thought it collapsed a little bit too easily, but that might be something that could be changed or improved later. Overall, I'm super impressed with Dart Zone for their rollout and for how consistent everything seems to be, so great job. And more first-party news, this time from Orange Modworks, a name that I don't think that we've heard in a little while, but they are back. Back in May, I believe, we saw some concept drawings for some new blaster ideas that they had, and I said something about hopefully it's more than just a drawing and a dream. Turns out it is. They're going to be real things. We actually have some images of the 3D models for two of them, actual image for one of them that'll come in a minute, and they look super cool. So first up is this SMG. It fires 8 darts per second at 100 FPS, and it's going to be coming in yellow and pink, and it's so cute, and I want one. The next blaster that they have this artwork for is the rifle. It's going to fire 4 DPS, 120 FPS, and is going to be available in yellow and white. These two blasters share a lot of similarities. They are AEG, meaning electronic springers, like the Stampede. These also have built-in ammo counters, which I will talk about in just a moment. And they're going to come with these mags as well. The last photo, which we have physical images of, is the DMR 3000, which is a long shot reshell, and it takes existing long shot internals, which is awesome. Also has the ammo counter, has a built-in pump grip. It looks so slick. It looks like what we wanted the Terminator to be, except, not clear. Now, back to the mags and the ammo counters that are included in all of these blasters. They're doing a really cool thing where they have smart technology in both the blaster and the mag, so the ammo counter knows what is in each specific mag, which is just so cool. So if you have one and you're firing a bunch of shots, you take it out because you only have 3 darts left, and you want to, fire your whole clip on this next guy, so you put a new one in, you fire that, go back to your old one, it knows you have 3 darts. You can't do that with existing ammo counters. Is it a little thing? Yes. Is it cool? Also, yes. I am very excited to see them, and I will get to see them. At Ragnar Oktoberfest during the Blaster Expo, Orange Modworks will be there presenting the shells for these blasters, so you can hold them, see how they feel, see how they'll look in person, and talk to them a little bit about what kind of technology is inside them. All of these are set within a fictional universe that they're calling Cybertech Corp, and I have a little bit of artwork here. There's cute little robots running around, and I I like stories. Stories are fun. I am so looking forward to meeting Orange Mod Works, seeing these blasters, talking to them about what their vision is, what's inside, and what's in store for the future. And there are a couple other things that I'm not allowed to talk about yet that might also be there, and I hope that they are because it's cool and you want to be there too. So you want to make sure you come to Ragnar Oktoberfest on Saturday the 12th. That's the Blaster Expo is going to be in the morning, flowing into the Stalking Dead. You can see Orange Mod Works, get your hands on the things, see me, see Luke from Out of Darts, see Mr. Nathan. There's a lot of people that are going to be there, and I am so excited. RagnarOktoberfest.com. And in third-party news, Rmods74 created a SCAR barrel that is pretty neat. What's really cool about it is it looks like an absolute breeze to string. I've really struggled with some SCAR barrels trying to get the fishing line going right, but this looks way easier than all the others. And it can be adjusted very precisely in 1/8" increments, and that's just... So you don't want to leave it strung, but once you find the perfect way, you don't want to lose it, you know? So now you'll know. You'll always be able to adjust it back to where the perfect place is. And also very cool, there's a cap that protects the top of it, so you don't need to worry about accidentally adjusting it or breaking it or whatever. If you hit it on something or bump it, or... It's just a really clever design. So check it out. Thingiverse and Etsy link are both in the description. And while we're talking about third-party stuff, I'm just going to throw our hat in the ring a little bit. We got some new patches in. There's BTA, Dauntless, Mr. Nathan, Women of Nerf, Beret, and Foam Data Services. So if you want to support any of those people, profits from those patches, a portion of them go to those people or the charities they represent, and spread the love. And now it's time for Mod of the Week. I show a lot of cosmetic mods on here, but I also am a fan of the janky mods. Dylan Allen posted on Nerf Modders, welcome this double Sentinel. What's better than one blaster? 2 blasters. This thing's just silly. So what he did was he changed it to a single priming handle, which is all the priming handle you need, joined up the triggers so they fire at the same time, and he removed the terrible Sentinel stocks, those things are just garbage, and replaced them with a sling fire stock, which looks way more comfortable. That was the right move there. I really love these just silly things. Silly things are fun. Please send me videos and links of images of silly things, because I'd like to feature stuff like this more often. And this week's video of the week comes from Coop, and is actually not related to Nerf. It's his explanation of his physical changes. And I chose this one because it's something that shouldn't have needed to be made, but it's something that leads to a thing I want to talk about. YouTubers are people, and you shouldn't say mean things to people, like about their weight. You shouldn't ask them personal questions, like about their relationships. It's none of your business. These people's personal lives are none of your business. It's not just Coop, it's not just me, there's so many people that I don't know if they understand that the things they're saying are inappropriate or the things they're asking are inappropriate, but they just need to stop. So next time you write a comment on the internet, whether it's in this video or another, just take a second and think, am I putting good into the world? Am I saying something constructive, useful, fun? Rule 0, guys. Don't be a jerk. Woo! That was a long one, I think. I feel it in my knees. That's all for the news for this week. I'll see you next week, Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific. I am getting so good at saying that phrase. Finally. If you look back, like, early news, I'm like, Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific. Now, I know it. But if you don't know it, hit that subscribe button. I hate doing the plugs. But that's what YouTube is. Enjoy the plugs. Enjoy your day. Play more Nerf. Yay. That's the outro. Let's bring the mood back up with a cute cat. Write in the comments how cute she is. No one can Nerf for 24 hours. That is a weird... How old am I? How old am I? It's okay. I don't need to know how old I am. That's the news. YouTube. Getting good at it.